Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson here. We're at UCCU ballpark in the University, Utah Valley University. Let me get that straight. I got a lot of mouthfuls to spit out here today. 2A State Baseball, we're in the one-loss bracket with a game between the Milford Tigers and the San Juan Broncos. Just had the national anthem. Teams are taking the field, so let's go with the starting lineups. Starting lineups for today's visitor, the Milford Tigers. Leading things off in center field, Sadler Barnes. Batting second, the catcher, Judd Netto. Batting third at second base, Boston Sullivan. Batting fourth at third base, Taylor Dotson. Batting fifth in right field, Jex Ashworth. Batting sixth at shortstop, Kilo Tosi. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Kason Kessler. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Colton Barnes. And batting ninth, the pitcher, DH, Toby Lorange. And now for the home team, San Juan Broncos, Nolan Anderson.
Yeah, San Juan, the head coach is Jens Nilsson. Batting first in center field, number 6, Branton Bethea. Batting second in right field, number 20, Brody Bilbo. Batting third, at catcher, number 9, Parker Snyder. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 24, Cooper Palmer. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 23, Derek White. Batting sixth, the DH, wearing number 13, Corbin Middleton. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 5, Talon Mendoza. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 3, Jake Ivins. Batting ninth, in left field, wearing number 2, Jagger Neves. And pitching, number 7, Jayton Knight.
Okay, well, looks like we're ready to go. Got Jayton Knight with a 4.32 ERA, 34 innings pitched, 13 bases and balls, 25 strikeouts with a 2-3 record. He'll face Sadler Barnes. Sadler comes in with a 326 average, 11 RBIs. 3-umpire crew today. And we're ready for the first pitch. First pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, we saw Jayton Knight down in Beaver, and he actually came in and did a really nice job for the San Juan team.
Next pitch, fouled off to the right-hand side. Even things up at 1-1. Yeah, we did the pod when San Juan participated down in Beaver. Did lose to Beaver to put them here in the one-loss bracket. Loser today goes home. Winner goes on to play tomorrow. Next pitch fouled off.
And if you remember in that game, he was able to come in. You know, Beaver had a pretty good jump on San Juan and was able to come in relief of Talon Mendoza and do a pretty good job at slowing down that Beaver offense.
1-2 pitch is hit towards the shortstop, Talon Mendoza. Across the diamond for out number 1 on the 6-3 put out. Yeah, Talon Mendoza, good athlete, was the starting pitcher in that game. Shortstop, good slick fielder.
Yeah, right there you see the ball just really smooth on this turf. Nice. Not going to see many bad hops, but that one stayed really low. Mendoza does a nice job playing through the baseball. Nice throw to first base for the out.
Judd Netto, 304-13, driven in. First pitch, curveball stays up for ball 1. Yeah, if anything, the turf's going to speed things up here a little bit. Got a nice ballpark, pretty good-sized ballpark. A little short porch in left field, but it's going to take a shot to get out of here. Next pitch, ball 2.
Yeah, and you know, it is a short porch right down the left field line, and then it really deepens up into that as it goes into left center field. But so far, San Juan pretty much playing straight up, kind of shallow in center and in right.
Next pitch, going to catch a corner for called strike 1. Yeah, nice ballpark. When was it? A couple years ago, that kid from Parowan hit one out there on University Parkway.
Yeah, it was
Next
Shaden
pitch,
Benson.
going to get just past the diving Mendoza for a base hit. Off the bat of Judd Netto. So one man on, first hit of the ball game. There goes the no-hitter.
Yeah, great effort right there from Mendoza to lay out there in that 5-6 hole. Just gets a piece of the glove, ricochets it into left field. Nice hit there for Judd Netto.
Judd Netto, 7 stolen bases on the season. That brings up number 34, Boston Sullivan, the second baseman. 338 average with 13 runs driven in. Jayton Knight from the stretch. First pitch, in the dirt, but good stop there by Parker Snyder. Ball one. Got a lot of room in foul territory here until you get down to the bullpen area where it kind of gets a little close. So got a few obstacles if you're an outfielder to keep in mind there. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the right-hand side, even things up at 1-1.
Yeah, just a little bit behind on that fastball. Jayton Knight right now still trying to get that curveball really effective, working for him, but got good movement on the fastball.
The 1-1 pitch. That's going to stay outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Here's still hitters count.
And Neto, good speed there at first base. Be able to get a good lead and test this arm behind the plate with Parker Snyder, who does have a good arm.
Does have a good arm. Does a good job back there behind the plate. Next pitch, ball 3. Yeah, Coach Jens Nielsen's got a good one back there behind the plate.
And that pitch from Jayton Knight that time just missed off the outside part of the plate. I thought he had made an adjustment and brought it in, but just stays out.
Oh, that one's over his head. On the base on balls. So, first freebie of the ball game, courtesy of Jayton Knight, the pitch for the San Juan Broncos. Parker Snyder's going to go out and have a little discussion.
Yeah, it's important in a game like this. You've already got one loss apiece, and the loser goes home. The winner will continue to move on, and they will get the loser of the Grand County Duchesne game at 7 p.m. tonight. But at the same time, you cannot give up early runs and early leads. Right now 0-0, but you got runners at first and second for Milford, and you're at the 4-hitter right in the heart of the lineup.
Yep. Taylor Dotson, a .455 hitter, 23 runs driven in. First pitch to Dotson. Trying to make this 3-0 ball game. First pitch, strike one right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I had a coach tell me one time, it's do or die, so play like it.
Well, and there's lots of room out here. You get something in a gap right here, you're going to be able to score 2 runs, and especially with the good base runner in Boston Sullivan out there at first base.
Another big swing. We appreciate the team here from V6 Media. The game you can find at teamhive.live, V6 Media, KSL Sports. Lifted to the right side, coming in hard. No, it's going to bounce past Brody Bilbao. And but runners had to hold because that was still a chance of him catching the ball, so it is a base hit. And everybody else will just move up one base.
Well, I was just going to say, it's going to benefit San Juan right there on that play, them playing shallow, but just not shallow enough as that gets over the second baseman. It drops in front of the right fielder for a base hit, but you're exactly right. The Milford Tigers base runners had to stay. There was no chance to even really they might have been able to get halfway because he did have to lay out, but you don't know that until the last second, and so just playing it smart on the base pass.
Jakes Asworth, 414 runs driven in, is going to hit one towards the second baseman. Oh, there's a collision. He tags him out. That's going to be the only out he's going to get out of that.
Yeah, and that was definitely not intentional. It was just a bang play. He fields it, and base runner runs right into him. Coach Jens Nilsen's going to come out and maybe question the base ump there and say, hey, there's got to be interference. But I think it was just a bang, one of those unintentional plays that the ball wasn't hit hard enough. Had it been hit a little bit harder, they might have been able to roll the double play. Base ump is going to come in and talk to the home plate ump and maybe call all 3 officials together and discuss this.
Yep, the run did score, pending our investigation here. Did a little investigative journalism here. I don't see, like I say, it looked to me like a bang play. A lot of times the base runner will hold up thinking, or the fielder will hold up trying to let the base runner get by, but the defensive player has the right to the baseball. Right away goes to the defensive man.
Yeah, and that's what they're explaining to Coach Nilsen, that it really was unintentional. It was just one of those bang plays. Had he intentionally done it, then it's an automatic double play, and you might even be looking at an ejection.
So the run will stand. Yeah, had it been called interference, you'd have a whole different outlay. But that's going to bring up Jex Ashworth. No, that's Jex Ashworth to just
Kilo Sosi.
Yeah, Kilo Sosi. And that's right, the fielder's choice down here for Ashworth to show him at first base. Got busy talking. He's Kilo Sosi. Takes ball 1. Kilo, a 246 hitter, 17 runs driven in. So there are 2 outs. There's first and third. Swing and a miss by Kilo. Well, they got a little piece, Blue says. Still, 1-1.
Big hack right there from Kilo Sosi. He's playing shortstop today. Just an excellent athlete. We see him play quarterback on the football team, but he's got a chance here to get an extra run across for his Milford Tigers.
That's lifted to the right-hand side. That's going to get out. Looks like Branton Bethea is going to call it. That makes the catch in center field for the F8 and the third out. But the Milford Tigers, they come up with 1 run. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. So after half inning of play, it is 0 for the Milford Tigers, and the San Juan Broncos coming to bat. You're at Utah Valley University UCCU Ballpark at TeamHive.live, B6 Media, and KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back to UCCU Ballpark. San Juan comes to bat the bottom of the first inning. Branton Bethea, Brody Bilbo, and Parker Snyder. First pitch to Branton Bethea. Stays upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Bethea is a good leadoff hitter for the San Juan Bronco team. He's got good speed. He's got good patience to the plate, but he also swings for an average.
359, 18 driven in. That curveball stays up over his head. It'll be ball 2. Toby Lorange, 4.24 ERA, 38 innings pitched, 20 base on balls, 26 strikeouts, got a 3-2 record. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's lifted to the right-hand side. That's going to get foul for strike 1.
Yeah, Coach Jens Nielsen would love to see Branton Bethea get on right here, not only just to try to get that 1 run back, but maybe to start a rally. He leads the team in stolen bases with 22, so he's got excellent speed.
Yep, check out the video. We got a good shot here from right behind Orange. Next pitch stays up. Ball 3.
Yeah, 3-1 hitters count right here for Bethea.
Great view on the video there. B6 Media. Grinding Media here today. TeamHive.live, KSL Sports. Next pitch. That's going to get through the past the shortstop for the first hit for the San Juan Broncos.
And anytime the leadoff hitter can step in there, whether he draws a walk or gets hit by a pitch, but especially when they hit one hard like that right up the middle, you hear the cheers from the dugout, but it gets a team excited and fired up. And this is one of those games. It's going to be a battle. You can't worry about the next game. It's this game and this game only.
That's exactly right. San Juan comes in with a team batting average of 370, 293 for the Milford Tigers. Brody Bilbo, 339, a home run and 14 runs, steps in. First pitch from Lawrence. Tries to lay the bunt down. It's going to go foul.
Yeah, just missed that one right there. Got a little bit too much on top of it. Went under his bat for a foul ball straight back. But you got to be able to reach out and catch that one. You got to execute when it comes down to these types of situations. And I more than anything, yeah, you'd like to move the runner down there, but he's got good speed. He's got the speed enough to steal a base. But more than anything, it's get the defenders moving and give yourself a chance to get a base hit via the bunt.
So the 0-1, there goes the runner. If they throw down, is not going to be in time. That stolen base for Granton Bethea.
Yeah, and if anything, what that does too is you show bunt, you try to bunt the first time, maybe catch the defense off guard a little bit, and then turn around, steal a base. And good patience from Brody Bilbo by able to take that pitch and allow the runner to get down there and get that stolen base.
Getting back to that bunt, I don't know how many times they've played on the turf, but it's in your mind. You got to deaden it even more because the turf will speed it up. Next pitch upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience too to be able to. You're already down 0-1 to let that next pitch go by, allow your teammate to get that stolen base, but you fall behind 0-2. You've got to be able to know that you have great bat control and can handle the next pitch.
The 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Got a piece of that to stay alive. You say Bilbo, a 339 hitter with a home run and 14 runs driven in.
Yeah, right now Jed Netto going to go out there and talk with Toby LaOrange and kind of make sure with the runner at second base that their signs are, they mix them up a little bit. You hate for a player there at second base to be able to relay that sign into the hitter of what's coming.
Did you ever worry about that when you were playing? Did you ever try to look in and catch the catcher's signals?
I didn't personally. You just
I never did. So.
Focus on hitting, not worry about it. But at the same time, it is an advantage if you know what pitch is coming.
Ball's popped up towards the second baseman. Austin Sullivan's got that one for the P4. Route number one. Every position on the field has a number. Pitcher 1, catcher 2. First base to third base, 3, 4, 5. Shortstop 6. Outfield left to right, 7, 8, and 9. P4 simply means a pop up to the second baseman. That brings up Parker Snyder, 388 average, a home run, 26 runs driven in. Stay on second base with the one out. That's it right at the shortstop. They're going to go across. Got him in the rundown right now. Oh, they got him.
Yeah, really good job that time. The third baseman.
They're calling him safe.
Yeah, I thought they had him. Maybe ducked under the tag. I guess missed that one. But Taylor Dotson did a good job of that full arm fake, and he got Bethea to come right back to him, and he must have just ducked under the tag.
So it'll go down as a fielder's choice for Parker Snyder. Runners at first and third with one out. That brings up Cooper Palmer. 469 average, a home run, 38 runs driven in. Batting from the left-hand side. There goes the runner. Getting rid of that. He's going to go to center field. That's going to travel a little while.
That's when you're caught playing too shallow. That ball gets clear to almost the warning track. He has to flip it to the left fielder to throw it in because he kind of dove to stop the ball.
So the stand-up triple. Going to score 2 runs.
Yeah, the center fielder for Milford, that's Sadler Barnes. He kind of dove and maybe even slipped a little bit, but he flipped it over to the left fielder, Colton Barnes, who was hustling over there, and he had to throw that ball in, but that was hit hard. In that gap just to the left side of the center fielder, and that's the deepest part of the park, but stand-up triple and scores 2 runs and gives San Juan the early 2-1 lead.
Yeah, so going back to that, Kilo Sosi had started to go after he missed, or we thought he got the tag. Looked like he was going to go to third base, but I think he was sure was out, had to pay attention to what was going behind him, and just tough play all around. That's going to bring up Derek White, 403, 18 runs driven in. Got the runner. No, he's running for himself out there. Strike 1 to Derek White. So 2-1 ball game. Still bottom of the first inning here. UCCU Ballpark, Utah Valley University. Next pitch, we're going to stay down for ball one. 2A state baseball. We're in the one game loss. I hate to use the losers bracket, but the one loss bracket of the tournament. Ain't no losers when you get this far in baseball tournament. Next pitch to Derek White on its way. Curveball going to catch the corner.
Yeah, good looking curveball that time from White, from Orange, getting that called strike on Derek White.
So we've got some threatening looking weather all the way around. It's held off here so far. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That's out number 2. And the first strikeout for an Orange.
Yeah, really good pitch from Lou Orange. He had to buckle down right there, and he knew he needed to get a plate out. He got the plate out, and now you can kind of settle in and challenge the hitter right here with 2 outs. But with that runner at third base, big time getting that plate out.
Yeah, puts pressure on Jed Netto back there behind the plate to keep things out in front of him. So, Toby Lawrence is going to face Corbin Middleton, the DH, 375, 2 home runs and 20 runs driven in. Batting from the left side. First pitch stays upstairs for ball one.
What's a key part of the baseball game is getting ahead on the count of your hitters. It allows you to just throw any pitch at any time, but when you fall behind, sometimes you got to go back to what your strength is, and teams find out what that strength is. They know that, hey, he can throw the curveball consistently for a strike when he's behind in the count, or when he's ahead in the count, this is what he likes to throw. So the advantage goes to the hitter when you're behind in the count.
Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Even things up 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's ripped on the right side. That's going to get down and going to go up. Gets by the right fielder. He's going to try for 3. Throws in. Here comes the relay. Nope. He's going to have it standing up.
Yeah, another triple. And once again, when you get behind in the count, and granted, that count, it was a 1-1 count, but it gives the hitter Middleton that case to pretty much know what pitch is going to come from Orange, and he turned on that one, batting from the left side, rips it down the right field line for a triple. It's an RBI as well.
Yeah, it looks like we talked about, when it hits the turf here, if anything, it's going to speed up. And, maybe off the left-hand batter, you're going to get a little backspin, so that might not have gone as fast as it did, but that's going to bring Talon Mendoza, 364, a home run, 21 driven in. Swing and a miss on one that's curveball down and away. Middleton at third base. 3 runs in on 3 hits so far in the inning. The 0-1 pitch. Same place. He holds up. Strike 2 called.
Yeah, but now see the difference already, Orange. You can kind of see it in his demeanor out there on the mound. He's fired up. He's obviously give up the 3 hits and the 3 runs, but he gets Mendoza down 0-2.
Here's the pitch. That's ripped right past the third baseman into the left field for a base hit. That's going to score the run. Mendoza's going to hold up at first base with a single.
And that's just too good a pitch, 0-2. Pretty much throws that right down the heart of the plate, and Mendoza able just to turn on it and hit it right down that third baseline for a single and an RBI.
4 hits, 4 runs in the inning. Brings up Jake Ivins. It doesn't get any easier. Everybody in the lineup's over 300. Jake Ivins, 358, 15 runs driven in. Mendoza has 9 stolen bases on the season. First pitch outside, Neto looks him back. Ball 1.
Yeah, Coach Nelson running through the signs over there. Mendoza at first base.
So the 1-0 on its way. It's hit towards the shortstop. So she's got at his crust and tag, pulled him off, but gets the 6-3 put out the hard way.
Yeah, Kason Kessler did a nice job. Like you said, that throw kind of pulled him up the line, but Kessler doing a good job coming off the bag, catching the ball first and applying the tag to Jake Ivins.
So 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on after 1 complete. It's 4-1 in favor of the San Juan Broncos. We'll be back at UCCU Ballpark on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
D&A McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. D&A McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Hey, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. We're in the top of the first inning. Casey Kessler, Colton Barnes, and Toby Lawrence will face Jayton Knight. First pitch outside to Casey Kessler. Next pitch. Fastball stays outside as well. 2-0, hitters count. Well, you got to try and just claw your way back if you're the Milford Tigers here. Put the bats to work. Casey Kessler takes called strike 1. Makes count 2-1. Casey comes in batting 300, 13 runs driven in on the season. Next pitch. Going to be down for ball 3.
Yeah, just missed down, but that's not what you want to see if you're Coach Jens Nilsson. You got to go out there, Jayton Knight. You got a 4-1 lead, and you just got to pound the strike zone.
Yep, didn't pound that one. Ball 4. So the first baseman ball is given up by Jayton Knight. Comes after you went out and scored 4 runs in your half of the previous inning.
Well, great job, Casey Kessler. You know, we saw the nice play defensively out there at first base, but then he comes up, he's patient, draws the walk.
Colton Barnes, a .261 hitter, takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Yeah, once again, Jayton Knight, you just got to throw strikes. Colton Barnes going to be patient here. If you're Coach Kent Sullivan, you're going to make these hitters for Milford see a few pitches, put the pressure back on the pitcher.
Next pitch, going to stay upstairs for ball 2. Well, I noticed in the 3A broadcast some of the strike zones are pretty tight here, so we'll see if maybe that loosens up as the ball game goes on. Next pitch, down in the dirt, good stop there by Parker Snyder. Keep the ball in front of him, keep Kessler there at first base, ball 3.
Yeah, really good job of blocking the ball, but if anything, 3-0 count. Again, just after you walked one, Colton Barnes has got to cover the plate, make it really tough on Jayton Knight.
So the 3-0 pitch on its way. It's going to stay inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Not what Coach Jens Nilsson wants to see out of his pitcher.
No, he's going to actually send out his pitching coach right here just to go settle down Jayton Knight, talk to him, see what's going on. But you can't afford, especially you're already in the one-loss bracket. Pitches are a premium. You want to be able to win this game, but also not use a lot of pitches or not use a lot of pitchers because you've got a long ways to go to kind of crawl your way back into the state championship game. And, it's one game at a time, but it's also one pitch at a time. You can't waste pitches, especially with the 4-1 lead.
Well, you can pitch 35 a day with no rest. 36 to 60 pitches, you got to rest a day. 61 to 85, but no more than 75 over 2 days. You're going to take 2 days rest. 86 to 110, you got to take 3 days rest. So these guys don't have it's 2 days.
It's a 2 day.
2 days more to the end of the tournament here. bunt laid down by Orange. It's going to go foul.
Yeah, it's a 3-day tournament altogether, but really, you want to look at it one game at a time, win this game, but also you've got to plan ahead. So, when you're the leading team right now, like San Juan, 4-1, you just got to throw strikes. But nice call there from Coach Kent Sullivan. We're going to bunt these two guys around, and we get a chance to maybe have runners at second and third with one out and have two chances to cut this lead to one.
Yeah, Lawrence just a 136 hitter, so that makes sense as well. That ball stays upstairs. But trying to, like I said, move runners around, let top of your order come back and see if they can't get some back. You try to win every inning, but you try to get what you can each inning as well.
Yeah, you cannot leave base runners stranded.
1-1 pitch, hit right back at the pitcher. He's going to second for one. Not going to get it. Not going to get the double play. They do get out number one. It was kind of a slow throw from Jayton Knight out there. Kessler moves to third.
And essentially, if you go back to Orange, if he's able to get that bunt down, you have runners at second and third, one out. Instead, the hitting to the fielder's choice right there, almost a double play, leaves runners at first and third with one out.
That still leaves the force in play. So,
well, and it gives San Juan a chance here if they try to steal a base. Go ahead and throw him out, take the out. You might trade an out for a run early on in the game.
With the firepower that San Juan can bring, I think that's pretty safe bet. And there he goes. Throw goes down. Gets by. They didn't count on that one. The run's going to score.
Yeah, and the runner's now going to get up and get to third base as that gets past the center fielder as well. Mishandles it out there. So
the first error of the ball game.
Yeah, couple mistakes there defensively for San Juan, and give Milford a lot of credit for putting the pressure on the defense of San Juan.
Well, I should say the second error of the ball game, but the first error of the inning on the throw. Well, makes the score 4-2. Scoreboard shows 4-3. I think they're having a little problem here today with the scoreboard. First pitch to Saddle Barnes upstairs. There they go. I got it this time. 4-2. They heard me.
Yep.
We'll keep them square. Sadler grounded out the shortstop his first time up. Fouls that and off to the right.
Well, you
count it 1-1.
Just looking out there too, you see the logo out there on the turf in center field, and then you look where Brant Bethea is at, and he's playing pretty much on the left side of second base, but right in that logo, pretty shallow.
Soft pitch distance, softball distance. That fouled off back to the right again. Strike two.
And all the way around for the most part. He might be the most shallow, and then right fielder, and then the left fielder. But if these Milford hitters could get into one, we already seen it earlier with San Juan against them defensively, hitting one that gets past them, and it'll roll for a while.
Yeah, curveball stays upstairs. Bethea, probably the fastest man on the ball club. We've seen him cover some good space. We saw it down there in Beaver on a couple fly balls. Can cover a lot of ground. The 2-2 pitch on its way to Sadler Barnes. It's the outside. In the count full. So one out, runner at third base. That's Colton Barnes. Milford down by 2, chance to cut that if they can get a hit here. That ball's lifted to the right side. I think it's going to be playable if it stays. Good catch there. Diving catch, who is that? Is that second baseman?
Yeah, they're going to call it foul ball, which I believe it was, where he made contact. It was just foul. So
did he drop it? I thought he.
Yeah, he dropped it, but it was a foul ball. So
I thought he came up with it.
Really valiant effort there from the second baseman, Derek White, as he laid out and tried to come up with that one, but just missed it. And that's going to give Sadler Barnes another opportunity. He's got to try to get a little bit more on top, try to hit that on the line versus get under it, pop it up.
Oh, here's the pitch. Curveball. That's going to find a hole. Yes, it does. And left field, Brant Bethea. There he playing deep. That got by him. Barnes is going to end up at third with the stand-up triple and an RBI.
Well, that's the chance you take by playing shallow out there instead of just playing a little bit deeper. The base hit's going to be a base hit, but that's all it is. It's a single instead of a double or a triple. We've seen already in this game 3 triples because the outfielders are playing so shallow. And a lot of that may be just the fields they play on.
Shallow, the turf.
Yeah,
you know,
the turf speeds it up, but maybe not used to playing on some of these bigger fields. When you get the tournament, these bigger fields, you've got to be able to deepen up, keep the ball in front of you.
Brings up Judd Neto. He had a single his first time up. Swing and a miss at one up in the strike zone for strike one. So we got a 4-3 ball game. Still just one out. With Milford batting here in the top of the second. Next pitch gets the corner for a called strike two. Yep, talked about the turf dirt. Now we got turf triples. Here we go. We're trendsetters here. At the 2A state tournament, that pitch is going to stay upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, and Milford's not done, just one out still. So
follow us for baseball terminology, huh? Here we go. 2-1-2 pitches outside, going to even things up at 2-2.
Well, and right now Jayton Knight's throwing lots of pitches. This inning, first inning not so bad, but the second inning he's thrown probably twice as many pitches as he did that first inning.
Fouled off to stay alive. Neto got the fastball up and away, just couldn't get squared up here.
No, and Neto with the single his last at bat, looking to go 2 for 2 on the day.
Got balls. The tail on his fastball worked against him on Jayton Knight that time. Full count. Started on an inside portion, but tailed in out of the strike zone. Here's the pitch. Ball's lifted to the right side. I think it's going to get foul. At least nobody going to get to it.
Yeah, there's actually lots of room between the dugouts behind home plate to the baseline. And then in both right and left field corner, the bullpens are in the corners and they jog out. So there is a little bit limited room as the ball gets further down the line that it's going to get in the bullpen out of play.
Oh, the next pitch. Got caught window shopping on the called strike three. First strikeout for Jayton Knight. The backwards K.
Yeah, and I think Neto knew that as he was headed right to the dugout. That ball just froze him, and Jayton Knight painted it right down the middle.
He wasn't real committed on his trot to first base, was he? So that'll bring up Boston Sullivan, base on balls. His first time up. First pitch to Boston's called strike one.
Yeah, Barnes trying to get him a little bit of vote of confidence there from third base, saying, let's go, drive me in right here.
Oh, good pickup there on one in the dirt outside by Parker Snyder. Now leaving the count 1-1. Got 2 outs here. We're just top of the second.
Yeah, Snyder does a great job behind the plate.
Next pitch. That's lifted foul back behind us here.
The thing that Snyder does well, too, behind the plate that it really impresses me is not just with the glove, it's the footwork, it's the feet. He's always up on his toes. He slides, he blocks, he's got great footwork behind the plate.
Next pitch is up behind the bat and helmet of Boston Sullivan. He did pull the bat down. We saw that on Tuesday. Somebody duck and have the ball go out in playable territory. Did hit him first. Up, another one. Look-a-loo. Number 2 for out number 3. But the Milford Tigers, they come up with 2 runs. They do it on 1 hit. There was another error. There were 2 errors in the inning, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 1.5, it's 4-3 in favor of the Milford Tigers. We'll be back at UCCU Ballpark on Team High Live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Earning your degree doesn't have to be complex. USU Uinta Basin lets you stay close to home and save money. As an Aggie, you'll have access to a personalized education with student support from faculty mentors. Let us help you achieve your goals your way. On campus, online, this is your U-State.
Ute Oilfield Water Services is offering career opportunities for truck drivers with competitive wages that are paid weekly, health insurance benefits, holiday pay, and vacation and sick leave. FRC safety equipment H2S certification is provided. Experienced with tanker endorsements and a clean MVR is preferred. Ute Oilfield Water Services. Apply today.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU ballpark, 2A state tournament. One loss bracket. San Juan coming to bat with a 4-3 lead. Taylor Dodson, 455 batting average, 23 runs driven in, takes the curveball inside for strike one. Next pitch to Dodson's going to be fouled off towards the third baseman. That's not that. We better get on the San Juan side of things.
Jagger Neves.
Jagger Neves has one strike. He's the number 9 hitter.
Yep, Jagger's playing left field today for the San Juan Broncos. Swings a really good bat. He bats in the 9 spot, but he's a big, strong, good-looking player right there with a good, strong bat.
341 average, 13 runs driven in. The 0-2's driven towards the center fielder. Going to drop in front of him for a base hit.
Hey, do you see the difference right there, too? That time Sadler Barnes deepened up. You know, he's not going to be able to get to that. Yeah, but it drops in. It's only a single versus if they're playing in and shallow, then it's going to probably get over him and be another triple. We've seen those triples.
There we go.
But that's going to bring Coach Kent Sullivan out of the dugout. He's going to go out there and talk to Toby LaOrange and try to just say, hey, it's all right. We gave up a hit. No big deal. Let's get the double play. Also, you got really good speed coming up to the plate with Branton Bethea, the leadoff hitter. Be ready for a bunt, those types of things. Just talk over the defense. But Milford battled back to get 2 runs in the top half, cut this lead to 4-3. So you want to be able to make sure that that's all.
So that brings us back to the top of the order. Branton Bethea, single his first time up and scored. 359 hitter, 18 runs driven in. First pitch, there goes the runner. There's the throw. Got him.
Yep, Jagger Neves, I think he got a little bit of a slow start. Not a great jump. He didn't have a real big lead, but that ball was thrown perfectly, and nice job from Judd Netto throwing that one down there. Nice tag, getting the out.
Yeah, Neves had come in with 11 stolen bases. He did not get number 12 right there. Ball was a strike. Next pitch in the dirt, going to even things up at 1-1 to Branton Bethea. Brody Bilbo in the on deck circle. Parker Snyder, if we get that far, in the hole. Brody, a 331 hitter, 14 driven in with a home run. That ball's lifted to the right hand side off Bethea's bat. Everybody giving chase. Nobody's going to get to it. Great effort there by the second baseman, Boston Sullivan, but he could not get to it.
No, he laid out as well as Kason Kessler and Jex Ashworth coming in there from right field, but that's just out of reach from all 3 of them, and that's going to give Bethea another shot here as he's down in the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 4-3 here in the bottom of the second inning. Next pitch, that's going to find a hole out in right center field, and that's going to go a ways. Center fielder Sadler Barnes picks it up. They're going to hold him. He was headed for third base, but thought better of it. They're going to take the stand-up double instead.
Yeah, and they just barely missed, the cutoff a little bit right there. He would have been safe had he continued on to third base, but Coach Nelson throwing up the stop sign and having him get back to second base. He's already in scoring position. no chance to risk it and get him thrown out at third base right there.
Yep, they've already had a runner thrown out on the base pass. That was Jagger-Nees trying to steal second base. So discretion sometimes the better part of valor here, even on the baseball field.
Absolutely, and Bethea now with 2 hits apiece, he's 2 for 2, and Brody Bilbo a chance to pick up a base hit and an RBI.
Brody, the .331 hitter, a home run, 14 runs driven in. First pitch, outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Brody popped up to the second baseman, his first at-bat, just got a little bit under that pitch that he popped it up and wasn't able to get on top and drive it into that gap into right center field.
So the 1-0 pitch, curveball right there.
I think that's when Orange is at his best, is when he's getting that curveball to break in there for a strike, and when he can throw it early in the count to these San Juan hitters. Because if I tell you what, you throw them a fastball, they're gonna get their hacks.
Yeah, it's got a good 11-5 break on it. Go back to third up. That's going to get by him, but we're not going to go into center field.
Knowing it might have got by him even more, but it hit Bethea.
Yeah. For those of you trying to figure out what an 11-5 curveball is, just look at your clock. Look at the 11 hand and the 5 hand and draw a circle. That's where his pitch is going. So, again, know we get into a little geometry here today, a little engineering maybe. Stick with us. Life hacks, that's what we got coming your way here, right alongside baseball.
Hey, it's a numbers game.
1-1 pitch, gets behind Neto. He's going to go to third. Nope. Bethea, like you say, good speed on Bethea on the ball that gets by Neto.
Yeah, Neto tried to corral that one, which he did, and he used his glove to do it, but the only chance he was going to have is to more or less try to barehand that one and come up and throw him out. But by the time you go get it with the glove and then have to exchange it to your throwing hand, just gives him that extra step or two to get in there safely at third base.
Next pitch, bunted foul in the air behind Brody Bilbao.
You know, and
we've seen that both ways.
Yeah, it's in the lineup. It's spelled Bilbo, but he just tried to get down the line too fast right there, which it wasn't necessarily a squeeze. He's just trying to bunt for a base hit. But at the same time, you got to get it fair.
He's got some good speed, too. He has 16 stolen bases on the season. That tells a little something about him. Next pitch, hit. Why I needed to bunt when he come up and do that, hit one through the 5-6 hole like he did right there.
Well, and I think part of the reason he was thinking bunt is they were kind of holding the runner on. They're still throwing out of the stretch with the runner at third base. And you had the third baseman, Taylor Dotson, holding him on as if he was a first baseman, and so I think he was thinking, well, I'll just bunt it down third base and get a base hit. But yeah, nice rip down the 5-6 hole, and he picks up the single and the RBI.
Brings up Parker Snyder. Got on that fielder's choice on that collision out at second base earlier. 388 hitter, a home run, 26 driven in. Orange checks the runner. Comes to the plate outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, Parker Snyder, he hit into that fielder's choice. But it's the fielder's choice where everybody was safe.
Well, it did tag the runner.
Yeah.
Did but able to held on to him, but got the ball on the glove there. Next pitch, just misses.
Getting some oohs and ahs from the crowd on that one, but
11-5 stayed outside. Though
yep.
we're got a pretty good view here. We're just to the left of home plate here at UCCU Ballpark. I'm set, as a matter of fact, right on the inside line of the right-hand batter's box.
Yeah, great view, too, as you see on the cameras there. For those of you that are watching, excellent camera angles and views from our V6 media folks.
Next pitch, 11-6, curveball finds the inside portion of the strike zone for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in so far in the inning on 3 hits. The 2-1 pitch. There goes the runner. No, ball's hit just foul.
You know, these players have got to love playing on these turf fields. Really just a lot of fun, and, you know, one thing it was interesting as we walked in this morning, Willie, that they were out there dragging the field.
Yeah.
And literally dragging the field. And I think people that haven't seen that before might wonder what's going on. But the turf has the little black beads or BBs, whatever you want to call them, and the little rubber pellets out there. And they were dragging the field as if it was dirt, but moving them pellets around and actually smoothing out the turf so there's no bad hops or no spots that are lower than others or higher. And just we're not just talking the dirt part of the infield. We're talking the grass part or the home plate, everything.
The turf dirt part.
That's right.
Yeah, just different colors. So, yeah, we have a little fun with the facilities here, but great facilities. The last pitch was fouled off, same spot. So the count will remain 2-2. Sixth pitch of the at-bat stays upstairs. Count's going to go full.
Yeah, and as much as Coach Nilsson likes to run with his team, I would almost bet you're going to see Bilbo take off from first base on this 3-2 count with one out.
If I was a betting man, I'd probably put some money down with you on that one.
Yeah, you get a chance to get that runner started. If it's a ball that hit maybe not real sharp, he's not going to be able to get him or get the double play. There he goes.
He went, and Snyder fouls that, and also this will be the seventh pitch. Parker Snyder, 388 average. He probably doesn't strike out much. We could probably look and find out how many times he struck out.
No, and you play the statistics or the averages right here where, like you said, Snyder's got good control of the bat, swings it well, but we get the runner started, and there he goes again.
Good strikeouts and the ball hit toward the shortstop. Across the diamond for the 6-3 put out.
Well, and once again, for those of you that are watching on or even just listening, the reason you start the runner is for that specific scenario. That ball was hit pretty sharp to the shortstop. That would have been a quick double play, but instead, because the runner's there, there's no chance to get him at second base. He's in safely. The only chance Sosi had was to throw that ball across the diamond to Kessler there at first base to get out number 2. So now you have a runner in scoring position with 2 out versus potentially hitting into a double play and ending the inning.
Well, Parker Snyder did strike out 17 times in the season, but he had a lot of at-bats. So that brings up Cooper Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer, we saw him his first at-bat hit that triple and get the 2 RBIs to really get things going early on for the San Juan Bronco offense.
First pitch, ball 1. Yeah, ripped that one just to left center field. Called strike 1 on that next pitch.
And he can hit all fields. He can turn on a pitch or he can hit that pitch that's on that outside part of the plate and drive it into left field.
Does have 1 home run on the season. Here's the pitch. That's hit right at the shortstop. Sosi across the diamond. Out number 3 on the 6-3. Put out, not number 3. But San Juan, they come up with 1 run. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 2 complete innings of play, it's 5-3. We'll be back to UCCU Ballpark for 2A baseball on Team Hive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Mountain Land Supply of Roosevelt is your local employee-owned and operated solution for plumbing, heating, and cooling, waterworks, agricultural irrigation, landscaping irrigation, power equipment, pumps, tools, and safety. Discover the difference a knowledgeable and friendly staff can make for you. With thousands of products and brands you know and trust, Mountain Land Supply has what you need when you need it. Call, click, or come into Mountain Land Supply of Roosevelt and let us help you move mountains.
And we know drinking underage isn't good for your brain. Oh.
Rely on women's healthcare you can trust. I'm Heidi, Director of Women's and Newborn Services. Ashley Regional Medical Center has cared for generations of women in the basin for more than 80 years. Our dedicated Women's Center provides routine well woman care, obstetrics, 3D mammograms, and ultrasounds. With a team of physicians and a certified nurse midwife that offer around-the-clock care in our birthing center and level 2 NICU, we're here for you when you need it most. We know women's care. We know the Basin. Learn more at ashleyknowsthebasin.com.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark, 2A state tournament, 1-loss bracket. Milford Tigers coming to bat, top of the third, down 5-3. Loser goes home. First pitch ripped to center field off the bat of Taylor Dodson, but Branton Bethea runs down a lot of those kind of things for the F8.
Yeah, and anything that's going to be hit in the air that's not hit on a line and hit sharply, that's one thing on a big ballpark. You are able to use your speed as an outfielder and run balls down that normally might not be caught, but you've got to really hit those balls on a line and hit them sharply to get a base hit.
Jack Sassworth takes the first pitch outside. Jack's a 400 hitter. Next pitch, a little farther outside for ball 2. Jayton Knight still on the mound. He's walked 2, struck out 1. 2 errors there behind him.
Well, and prior to this inning, I think he was at 51 pitches after 2, right?
Yep. That ball's hit towards the shortstop. Mendoza just smooth there across the diamond for the 6-3 put out.
Yeah, so far a lot better inning to start this inning for Jayton Knight. He threw a lot of pitches in that last inning. I think it was 31 pitches he threw last inning, and already, 3 so far? Maybe, yeah.
Yep, three pitches so far and 2 outs.
And that's what happens when you throw strikes.
Yep.
You got to lead, throw strikes, pitch to contact, let your defense play behind you.
Kilo Sosi takes strike 1. Kilo, a 246 hitter, 17 runs driven in. Like you talk about, real good athlete. Next pitch. Quite sure where that one was, but the umpire says it's not a strike.
Yeah, just missed right there for Jayton Knight, but still, he's pitching ahead this inning, and it's making a big difference.
1-1 pitch, that's driven foul towards the third base coach, but he can't handle it. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They're down by 2 still. Trying to battle back. Curveball going to get him looking.
Yep, caught him looking. He kind of knew it as he looked back at the umpire to see what he was going to call on. Jayton Knight's got 3 strikeouts, all caught looking strikeouts.
That's exactly right. So, no runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on after 2.5, 5-3 in favor of San Juan. We'll be back to UCCU Ballpark. TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Moms, the architects of love, the superheroes of our lives. They're the ones who bandage scraped knees, kiss away tears, and sprinkle magic onto every moment. This Mother's Day, give credit where credit is due. When you switch 4 wireless lines to Strata Networks, you can receive up to $1,200 in credit. Plus, get up to $300 off select devices. Connect with Mom and visit us online at stratanetworks.com or in store. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark. And we've got a 5-3 ball game with San Juan coming to bat here in the bottom of the third inning with that 2-run lead. Derek White, Corbin Middleton, Tanner Mendoza. Derek White, first pitch, fouled off to the right-hand side for strike 1.
Yeah, Derek White doing the nice job there at second base. We saw him lay out earlier and try to catch one that was just foul. He's looking for his first hit. He went down swinging his first at-bat.
Next pitch, called strike on the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, right there. Just watch the curveball from LaOrange. And LaOrange has had a good curveball. He's been able to really do a good job with that. I felt like his second inning, he did a lot better job of throwing that pitch a lot more than he did in that first inning.
So the 0-2 pitch on its way, I think they called him. I think he got enough of that, but Derek White wasn't taking any chance. He hustles down to first base.
Yeah,
Have to bring him back.
Umpire had it right from the get-go, called it foul ball, but like you said, he wasn't going to take any chances, just hustling down the line just in case.
So the count remains 0-2. Next pitch to Derek White. Curveball. He was willing to wear it, but he's going to get. He did wear it apparently. Must have grazed him, so going to get a hit by pitch.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. You know, if you're Milford, you're not unhappy with the way that just played out. And San Juan, you're probably happy he was down the count, but it's almost like he kind of stuck that elbow out to try to get hit, and it just barely grazes him, and umpire does give him first base. So Derek White gets his first chance to run on this turf as far as the base paths are concerned.
Corbin Middleton had a turf triple his first time up and then scored. Swings and misses at a ball up in the strike zone. 0-1. So runner on first, Derek White. Derek White, 12 stolen bases on the season, so got some speed. Not going anywhere. That ball's ripped foul. Down the first base line off the bat of Middleton. Middleton 375, 2 home runs, 20 runs driven in.
Well, Middleton likes to get that pitch on the middle part of the plate towards the inside. As a lefty, he likes it down and in, and we saw him earlier with the triple and the RBI, and right there he was trying to duplicate it.
So the 0-2 pitch. On its way, that's fouled off back our way. Count remains 0-2.
Yeah, nice pitch there from LaOrange. One thing he's got to do now is he's got to learn from previous innings and previous pitches where he did have hitters down 0-2 or even 1-2, and he threw too good a pitch. As these San Juan hitters know, with 2 strikes, I've got to be swinging. Right now there's only 1 strikeout on this team. LaOrange has only got him to strike out 1 time, so there's not very many times that they swing and miss or even get caught looking. So he can't just throw too good a pitch right here on 0-2. He's got to maybe try to drop one on the plate or even try to challenge him up and in and get his eye level to change or even go away.
The pitch, yeah. Tried to go up, change the eye level, but stays outside for ball 1. But a good spot.
Yeah, it was. Now he's got to really come back and throw that curveball down and really snap it off, throw it hard right here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Derek White at first base. Middleton steps out. He didn't like how long things were taking.
Yeah, and you still got good speed at first base and Derek White too.
Yeah, Derek White, 12 stolen bases on the season. Next pitch, there goes White, swing and a miss. There's the throw from Neto, but just up the shortstop side. So get the strikeout, but they can't get the throw him out.
Yeah, very few strikeouts on this team, but that time Middleton just took his eye off it, swung right through it, and we talked about the speed of Derek White, but he was stealing, and no chance of the strikeout throw out. But that's the San Juan style of baseball they like to play. They like to hit and run. They like to bunt and run and then just flat steal bases, and so pays off for them once again right there.
So Talon Mendoza takes outside for ball 1. Talon, a 364 hitter, a home run, 21 runs driven in. He had a single his first time up. Good-looking athlete.
Yeah, he is. And Neto right there saved an extra base as he slid and blocked that one, actually scooped it off the 1 hopper pretty much in the left-handed batter's box.
One in the turf dirt there. There's one a swing and a miss. One down in the strike zone for strike 2.
Yeah, I think LaOrange is actually, that first inning, maybe he didn't get warmed up real well because San Juan come out and put up those 4 runs on, I believe it was 4 hits in that inning, but he's really slowed them down. Last inning, they only got the 1 run. They did pick up a couple extra hits, but so far in this inning, doing a good job, and he's really got the curveball working, which has helped him.
So the 1-1 pitch. On its way, going to get the called strike 2 up in the strike zone.
Well, actually Mendoza, you talked about it, big, strong athlete, does a nice job at shortstop, but he's a big kid, so there's a little bit bigger strike zone.
1-2 pitch. Oh, gets inside. Mendoza gets out of the way, but Neto keeps it. Front him, that leaving the count up at 2-2.
Yeah, and Derek White doing a nice job. He got his good primary lead, and then he worked on that good secondary. Ball bounces away, but not enough. You're already in scoring position. He wasn't going to risk getting thrown out at third base. And the play, it actually took Neto towards third base, so that would have been a shorter throw.
Oh, the 2-2 pitch. Curved ball, but fouled off to the right-hand side. Stay alive. Get the 6th pitch in the at-bat to Mendoza.
Yeah, and if you look at the outfielders too for Milford, they've actually deepened up in left and right. Left fielder's pretty much playing closer to the line than he is even in straight up left field, playing him to pull.
That's it. Strong to center field. That's going to get over the head of Sadler Barnes. That's going to go all the way to the fence. Mendoza's on his horse. That horse is going to bring him to third base, standing up. So the stand-up triple for Mendoza.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. We were just talking about the left fielder and the right fielder playing a little bit deeper. Barnes is still deeper in center, but he wasn't deep enough, and he was playing him pretty much straight up versus shading him a little bit more to that left center field gap, and that's exactly where Mendoza hit that one.
So the score is 6-3. Jake Ivins comes to the plate, I should say. He grounded out to the shortstop his first at bat, a .358 hitter with 15 driven in from the right-hand side. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1.
And, Orange doing a good job just getting ahead. That pitch to Mendoza, though, he just left it belt high right down the middle of the plate. He's got to really work the knees and corners, challenge these hitters down low in the zone.
Next pitch, that's fouled off to the left-hand side. Good try there by Taylor Dotson in foul territory, but he doesn't come up with it. Strike 2. Dotson there, but Ivins down 0-2 now. Ivins a .358 hitter, 15 runs driven in. Third baseman for Coach Jens Nelson. Here's the pitch. Sky to the right-hand side. Right fielder coming in. He's got it. Tag up. Plate at the plate. They're going to get him.
Yeah, that's a great play by the right fielder, Jex Ashworth. He comes in full speed, makes a nice catch, has to put on the brakes to catch it, and then come up and throw it. And he actually threw it up the third baseline about 10 feet from home plate, but it took Neto right into Mendoza as he was coming home on the tag up and tags him out for the double play to end the inning.
And Mendoza, not sure what he was thinking when he got to the plate. But, yeah. So, 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. So after 3 complete at 6-3, favor of San Juan. We'll be back at UCCU Ballpark at TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark. Coming to bat for the Milford Tigers is Kason Kessler. He takes first pitch, strike one. Fouls the next pitch off to the right for strike two. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike three.
Good curveball right there from Jayton Knight. Is he able to get that strikeout? That's only the third strikeout. Excuse me, that's the fourth strikeout of the game for him now.
So that brings up Colton Barnes. Colton walked. Was out at second base, strike one to Colton.
Yeah, Knight getting that curveball working really good right now for him, and he just gets Barnes to wave at that one.
Yeah, right back at Knight. He knocks it down, goes to first base, just gets the hustling Sadler Barnes for the 1-3 put out.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. It was almost either I knock it down with my glove, kind of a defensive swipe at it, or I'm going to get drilled by this comebacker, and Knight knocks it down, able to go over there, pick it up, barehand it, and then throw it to first base and get the out.
Brings up Toby Lorange, 136 hitter. Got on the fielder's choice.
Well, both these two pitchers have kind of settled in. I think Knight, last inning, obviously, was probably his best inning, and so far starting out this inning really well, is just like he did the last one.
Yeah, just 8 pitches last inning. Next pitch, strike two on an inside corner. That was that curveball.
Yeah, you like, as a coach, you like that 10-pitch or less inning, and Knight trying to duplicate it again.
Orange steps in, fouls that and off to the right-hand side. It's going to go foul. Bilbo's fast, but he's not quite that fast.
Yeah, and that ball was hit pretty good down that right field line, but about 20 feet too far foul.
Would have had to, the faster than a speeding bullet and able to jump tall buildings. He just wasn't quite that way.
He's still shading him to play that right field line, make sure he can get to it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, curveball, though. Nice one, but stays upstairs. Going to even things up. Where'd the flags? Oh, there they are. They're still over there. Yep. Lost the flags for a second. That ball skied toward the third base side. Is that going to stay? Nope, that's going to get out of play. Good look at it at V6 Media.
Well, and the flag, there's 2 right in line out there. So
one here and one over at Walmart, I think, ain't it? Or no, Walmart's up the street. What's that other one?
I'm not sure where that one's at, but you got the 2 right in line.
IHOP's over there. That sounds good, doesn't it? Next pitch. Ooh. Down. Looks like that got Parker Snyder.
Yeah, good at bat from Orange as he's battled and got a full count right here. Chance to get a walker base hit.
Hits that another one right back out. And that's going to go up the middle. Jake Knights must have a target on his chest there.
That ball was a little bit lower than the last one that Barnes hit at him, and it knocked him right down to his feet and ended up on his backside. But a base hit because even Mendoza couldn't get that one stopped up the middle.
So we'll get back to the top of the order. Sadler Barnes grounded out to shortstop and had that triple and was stranded there at third base back in the second inning. Sadler, a .326 hitter, 11 runs driven in. Orange has 6 stolen bases over there at first base. He's not going on. I will. The ball gets by Parker Snyder. So on the wild pitch, Sadler Barnes takes the ball.
No, and that's a really big base because you get now you get him in scoring position. You're at Sadler Barnes, top of the lineup with 2 outs. If you can get a base hit and get one more run back, cut this to 6-4. It just keeps you in this game.
Next pitch, and swing. They're going to go to first. Nope, he beats it out. Sadler Barnes, good speed. Cooper Palmer had come in to try and pick that up, and Jayton Knight was just a little slow getting there, and it got him turned around a little bit. Couldn't get his foot down on the base, so an infield single.
Yeah, really good hustle from Sadler Barnes. Like you said, it was kind of a check swing, and it was right in between second pitcher and first base, and the first baseman able to come over there. Yeah, that's Cooper Palmer, and filled it, but then he flips it over to Jayton Knight, and he got twisted around trying to find the bag, and safe.
Yep. So a little two-out magic here brings up Jed Netto. There goes Sadler Barnes to second base on the defensive indifference of with no chance for.
No, that ball was in fact, Judd Netto had to duck, but it was interesting watching Barnes because he was ready to lay out and dive to go in the head first slide, and he kind of waving himself with his hands trying to slow him up so he could go in standing up.
Runners at second, third. That ball's lifted towards the right fielder. Brady Bilbo, he's got it for out number 3 on the F8. Well, they threaten, but that's all they get out of it. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. After 3.5, it's 6-3 San Juan. We'll be back at UCCU Ballpark on TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University for 2A state baseball. We're in the one-loss bracket. And we've got the San Juan Broncos and Milford Tigers. San Juan coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. They're up 6-3.
RBIs, and then it's grounded out to shortstop and popped up to third.
First pitch, curveball, dials that one right in there.
Yeah, that was a good pitch from Sosi.
This is a guy, you got to get him right here. You don't want to go past him. I know there's only one out, but you want to stop the bleeding right here. And he hits one slow roller towards the second baseman. They're going to go to second for 1, but can't get the double play.
Yeah, really good turn, actually.
So I think
are they saying interference? Oh, safe at first.
Now going to call him out.
Yeah, they're saying interference. So automatic double play there because they turned it really well, but I think there was some interference on the runner going into second base, and so they're going to say double play.
So we'll have to go with the 4-6-1 double play. I'm just going to write it up that way. That was out number 2 there. Out number 3 would be the runner going to second.
Boy, that's a big double play, too, because if not, you still bring up the winning run. You'd have runners at first and third and good speed on the bases. You'd probably get a chance to still end this one in 5. But now, Milford's still alive, down to their last 6 outs.
Yep, they are. So they do come up with the 5 runs. They do it on 4 hits. There were no errors. There were 2 left on. So after 5 complete, it's 11-4. San Juan will be back to UCCU Ballpark. TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark, 2A state tournament, the one-loss bracket. San Juan right now going into the top of the 6th inning holds the 11-4 advantage over the Milford Tigers. Milford will come to bat this inning. Where are we at here? Who made that last? I'm going to have to get Paige over here. Coach, you ain't coached me very good. I'm still stuck with the San Juan side. We're going to go with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
That's because we were surprised on that 6-4-3 double play where they called interference and automatic double play.
Yep, the second baseman knew it, and he sold it.
Yeah.
So Jayton Knight's still on. Kessler at bat. Grounds the first pitch foul to the left-hand side. Strike one.
You know, Jayton Knight has done a lot better job. I think they had him at 84 pitches coming into this inning, but those first couple, after two, he'd thrown 51, and he's really dialed it back in.
Button's lifted to the center fielder. Brant Bethea still shallow again, and he's in there to catch that F8. Yeah, Boston Sullivan on that last one, he sold it. He's second baseman. You know, he come across and said, nope, you know, he did not slide, did not get out of the way. You have to either slide or get out of the way of the throw, and he didn't either. Colton Barnes going to rip the first pitch. He sees it into left center field for a single.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to tell him. Came in hitting 261. Was 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Yeah, just taking first pitch fastball and driving it into left field for the base hit, and Jagger Neves fields that one, almost runs it all the way into the infield. He was coming so hard on that line drive into left.
Toby Lawrence, since going to the outfield, has come up with a hoodie there. Things don't work quite as fast out in the outfield there. It is a cool day. They go across, see if they can catch Barnes off, but no go.
Yeah, even here in the booth, I had to get my hoodie.
I never took mine off. I ain't as dumb as I look. I keep telling people that. And my wife would say, there ain't nobody that dumb, but pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, you see a lot of jackets and coats and blankets in the stands here.
So the 1-0. That's hit to the right-hand side. Right fielder Brody Bilbo is going to range over and grab that one for out number 1. F9. Brings us back to the top of the order. Sadler Barnes. Judd Netto on deck. Colton Barnes had to hold there at first base.
Following this game, too, at 1:30, we have Enterprise taking on South Sevier.
That'll be a good ball game. First pitch. I think he sold that one by raising the arms up. That looked like a pretty good pitch to me, but ball 1 to Sadler Barnes.
Yeah, Jayton Knight out there smiling a little bit. He feels like, okay, that could be a ball, but it was a pretty good pitch. And like you said, I think Barnes sold that one as being a little bit inside.
He drives that to places where fly balls go to die out there to Brant and Bethea for out the F8 and out number 3. So, no runs. They do get one hit in the inning. There were no errors. There was one runner left on base. So at the end of 5.5, it's 11-4 San Juan. We'll be back to UCCU Ballpark. TeamHive.live, B6 Media, and KSL Sports.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at UCCU Ballpark. 11-4 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. San Juan coming to bat. They will bring, where do we end that one up at? Number 2 right there. They will start, I think, with Derek White.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Derek White, Corbin Middleton, and Talon Mendoza.
I was trying to count some pitches there last inning, but we'll just have to do that when we got time to sit back and ruminate here.
That's right.
So Derek White comes to bat at the bottom of the 6th inning. 403 hitter with 18 driven in. 1 for 2 in the ball game today. The strikeout. First pitch, curveball upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, so far San Juan, they've got the 13 hits and 11 runs.
They need 3 runs to end this. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Derek White, a 403 hitter with 18 driven in. Corbin Middleton, 375 with 2 home runs behind him. Talon Mendoza, 364 and a home run in the hole. Next pitch, going to catch the corner. Strike 2.
Yeah, good pitch. And, Sosi came in the middle of not really the middle of the inning, but he came in kind of relief. But this is his first inning of really starting. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, he threw a lot of pitches in that inning. That's what I was trying to count here a second ago. Two pitch on its way. Curveball has White ducking, but it stays upstairs.
Yeah, a lot of late break on that curveball. You can't give up on it if you're a San Juan hitter because it does have some late break to it.
Full count. Yeah, base on balls. Look close. Third base on balls given up by Sosi.
Designated hitter, number 13, Corbin Middleton.
Had 30 pitches for him in that previous inning. Just on a quick count. Corbin Middleton at bat. Runner on first base, nobody out. He takes first pitch upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Middleton 1 for 2. Had the triple and RBI, struck out swinging, and then drew a base on balls his last at-bat. And this is going to bring out Coach Kent Sullivan as they know that they can't go too far right here because, 3 runs away from ending the season.
Yeah, Sosi threw 30 pitches when he came in that last inning.
Yeah, I think he is going to take the ball from Sosi, and they're going to pass the baton to Sadler Barnes, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Sadler Barnes will be the new pitcher. We'll have to, while we figure out where they're coming at here, what kind of the changes they're going to make, we'll be back at UCCU Ballpark. Team Hive.Live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
The Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, UCCU Ballpark, San Juan, 11-4. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. They have a runner on and 1-0 count to Corbin Middleton. We got a new pitcher. Sadler Barnes trades places with Kilo Sosi. First pitch that Corbin Middleton sees from Sadler Barnes, hit to left field for the F7 and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good job right there. Barnes coming in and relief of Sosi getting first pitch and first out of the inning.
So Talon Mendoza comes to the plate. Talon's 3 for 3 on the day. Not the guy that Sadler Barnes wanted to see stepping in here, but going to have to deal with him. Right on right here. First pitch from Sadler Barnes inside corner for strike one. Sadler comes in with a 6.20 ERA, only 14 2/3 innings, 1 base on ball, no strikeouts, a 2-3 record. So he's been thrown in some nasty situations, it looks like. That hit towards the shortstop, could be 2. There's 1. Across the diamond, now they're not going to get Mendoza, but they do get the lead runner, Derek White. For out number 2, Mendoza is on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, great job from Barnes, too, to come in and get 2 quick outs and almost a third one on that double play try. But, you're down to 1 inning, so you've really got to get the San Juan hitters out. You don't want to fall behind any further than you are. You're already trailing 11-4. Got an uphill battle in the 7th.
Got Jake Ivins stepping in. First pitch to Ivins is right there for strike 1. Ivins, a .358 hitter, is 0 for 3 on the day. Next pitch. A little bit of a curveball. It stays inside.
Ivins, his jersey's a little bit cleaner than the last time we saw this San Juan team play.
Yeah, turf dirt. A little different. Nothing just lifted to the right side. That's going to be trouble. Nope. Jack Sassworth comes in on the F8. Will end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left on base. After 6 complete, it's 11-4 San Juan. We'll be back to UCC Ballpark. Team Hive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. UCCU Ballpark, 11-4 San Juan. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Milford Tigers have 1 more shot at it. They've got to come up with 8 runs here to extend the ball game, give themselves a shot at it. They're going to face Judd Netto, Boston Sullivan, Taylor Dotson. Is that Jayton Knight still out there? I believe it is.
Yeah.
I showed him with 95 pitches coming in, so in that neighborhood, he's got approximately 15 pitches left. First pitch is strike 1 to Judd Netto.
Yeah, Judd Netto letting first pitch strike go by. Trailing 7 runs here. You're probably going to see a few pitches, but you can't see too many.
Next pitch is outside. Snyder tried to frame that one, but not that good a salesman.
San Juan did have someone warming up in case they need to go to him. I couldn't get a number down there in the bullpen, but he's no longer down there, so they might have someone in the dugout ready if they need to, but they'd like to see Jayton Knight finish this one out.
Taking fastball called strike 2. Next pitch, slide to the left-hand side. If that stays fair, Jake Ivins is over there, and he's got it for the P5 and out 1.
Yes.
So they're down to 2 outs.
Yep, and Judd Netto just a little out in front of that one, got underneath it, and it was Jake Ivins able to go over halfway between the third base foul line and the actual out of play and make the catch.
So Boston Sullivan steps up. He's up there he's as close as he can get to the plate and still be legal. Matter of fact, he was kind of over the line when he first stepped in there.
And you are able to be on the line, just not out of the box. So if he makes contact with any pitch out of the box, then he would be out. But the line, he is okay. And his last at-bat, he had that big triple.
I know, too. He's going to get the single just over Talon Mendoza there.
Yeah, not trying to do anything extra, just a nice, smooth, easy swing. Sullivan batting in the 3 spot, obviously a good hitter and a good place to have him for a reason. And he's now 2 for 3 on the day, drew a walk and then struck out looking and then triple single. So great day from Boston Sullivan, the second baseman for the Milford Tigers.
Brings up the cleanup hitter. Taylor Dawson, 455, 23 runs driven in, 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Yeah, and that was a big, heavy cut right there as Dotson kind of pulled that front side and his head completely out. Got to keep that front side in and his head down to drive that ball up the middle.
He was staring at our fountain out there. Next pitch, upstairs for ball 1. Yeah, he was dreaming of hitting the ball into that fountain. 1-1 pitch. Sullivan at first, not going anywhere. That's fouled off. Back here to our right-hand side for strike 2.
And San Juan really like to get a hard ground ball here where they could get a double play and end this one. Taylor Dotson doing anything he can to try to keep this game from being over.
That skied in the neighborhood of Jake Ivins. He's got it for the P5 and out number 2. We had approximately 15 pitches remaining to Jayton Knight when he came in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll for sure be able to finish Jex Ashworth right here. Jex comes in hitting 400, 14 runs driven in. Sullivan still at first base. First pitch. That's going to send Sullivan down to second base. Ball 1 that was way out.
Yeah, that's a wild pitch. Once again, we talked about the difference between a wild pitch and a pass ball. When there's no chance the catcher's even going to be able to get a glove on it right there, it's a wild pitch. But if it's one that he should catch easily or whatever and gets by him, then it's a pass ball.
Excellent. That's hit in short left center field, right center fielder. Going to be a play at the plate here. Nope, they're going to cut it off. But so he gets the single and going to score the run.
Yeah, Knight tried to cut that one off and get the runner going to second base as Jex Ashworth gets the single and RBI, and it looks like that is going to be it. Coach Jens Nilsson's going to have to come out and make a change to try to get this final out as Milford continues this game 11-5, and they got the runner at second base.
Well, while they make the changes, will give us a chance here to sort out what other changes they're going to make. We'll be back to UCCU Ballpark. TeamHive.live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Earning your degree doesn't have to be complex. USU Uinta Basin lets you stay close to home and save money. As an Aggie, you'll have access to a personalized education with student support from faculty mentors. Let us help you achieve your goals your way. On campus, online, this is your U-State.
Ute Oilfield Water Services is offering career opportunities for truck drivers with competitive wages that are paid weekly, health insurance benefits, holiday pay, and vacation and sick leave. FRC safety equipment H2S certification is provided. Experienced with tanker endorsements and a clean MVR is preferred. Ute Oilfield Water Services. Apply today.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. The new pitcher will be Jake Ivins for San Juan, trying to shut the door here on the Milford Tigers. Jake comes in with a 3.73 ERA in 15 innings pitched, 8 base on balls, 20 strikeouts, a 2-0 record. He'll face Kilo Sosi. First pitch to Sosi. Stays outside for ball 1.
Yeah, this is our first chance for us to see Jake Ivins, and obviously Coach Jens Nilsson loved to see him throw very few pitches right here and get this out. If you go on to win this one, you're going to have to continue to play one game at a time, but pitches are a premium.
Curveball, nice looking curveball in there for strike 2. Yeah, by using him now, and he tries to use him tomorrow, he can only go 75 pitches over 2 days, but if he can stand under 35 today, that ball's hit towards the second baseman, Derek White. That's going to go to first base. That's going to end the ball game on the 4-3 put out. And out number 3, so they do come up with 1 run. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So the final score here is 11-5. San Juan will be back at UCCU Ballpark. Team Hive.Live, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.